Trey Hendrickson just shook the Bengals front office, and it's not the kind of energy fans were hoping for as training camp kicks off. What once looked like a sure extension has completely stalled, and now Hendrickson's message is loud and clear. We've got the full breakdown of what's going on between Trey Hendrickson and the Cincinnati Bengals, and why this contract drama could turn into something bigger than expected. But first, before we dive into the latest Bengals news, make sure you hit that subscribe button, drop a like, and tap the notification bell so you never miss a single update from the jungle. We're covering every snap, every rumor, every bold move, all season long. Now, back to business. Training camp is finally here. The pads are popping, the position battles are heating up, and all eyes are on one of the Bengals' most feared defenders, Trey Hendrickson. But instead of an extension celebration, we're watching tension rise. Just days ago, Duke Tobin and Mike Brown addressed the media, and at first, everything sounded hopeful. All the right words were there. You could feel a deal was coming. Hendrickson is respected across the locker room by veterans, coaches, and fans alike. He was a crucial force in that Super Bowl run, and even as he hits 30, the production hasn't dropped. But something changed. And now, the question isn't if the Bengals will get it done, it's why hasn't it happened yet? Despite turning 30, an age the Bengals usually treat with caution, early signs pointed to optimism. Mike Brown himself expressed interest in keeping Trey Hendrickson in stripes. Duke Tobin even went on record saying Hendrickson deserves a raise. For a moment, it felt like everything was lining up. Hendrickson was seen working out around Cincinnati. Fans were ready to exhale, thinking a deal was around the corner. But just as quickly as the momentum built, it vanished. Now comes the reality check. Reports say Hendrickson is not even in Ohio. He's down in Florida, noticeably absent from the start of training camp, a move that speaks volumes. Instead of leading on the field, he's sending a loud message off it. Word is, the Bengals presented not one, but two contract offers, and Hendrickson's camp reportedly called them atrociously low. It's a punch to the gut for fans who believe both sides were close. From the outside, it looked like the Bengals were ready to go beyond a one-year deal. Maybe they were, but apparently, the guaranteed money was still tied to just a single year. And that's where things got messy. Insiders say Hendrickson would even consider fewer years if the guarantees were right. But the Bengals weren't willing to meet in the middle. To make matters worse, a close friend of Hendrickson, someone with insight into the situation, took to social media with a poll asking fans to rate how close the deal felt. His answer? It's a 0 from me. That's a brutal update. Not just because of what it means for Hendrickson, but because of what it could mean for this Bengals defense heading into the season. It's hard not to feel frustrated. Just days ago, it looked like the Bengals and Trey Hendrickson were on the verge of sealing the deal. But now, that optimism is gone, replaced by silence and distance. A trusted friend of Hendrickson, someone who knows what's really happening behind closed doors, confirmed it's not close. That's crushing news for a team counting on Hendrickson to anchor the defense. Here's what makes this situation so tough to digest. Hendrickson has repeatedly said he wants to be in Cincinnati. He wants to help this team win. He wants to be a Bengal. But now he's sitting out of training camp. It's the kind of move that creates distractions, the kind of thing that can weigh down a locker room. And historically, when players choose this path, it doesn't always end well for them. Some never regain their form. Bengals fans are hoping Hendrickson doesn't fall into that category. There's been buzz around the rookie, Chris Jenkins Jr., and defensive changes. But let's be honest, this defense still runs through Hendrickson. He's the leader, the veteran, the proven weapon. And that's exactly why this deal needed to be done yesterday. Now, as reports swirl, it's hard not to question how we got here. There were rumors Hendrickson wanted to be named a captain, a role that makes sense, given his on-field leadership. But when the guaranteed money didn't meet expectations, things unraveled fast. The Bengals reportedly offered up to $28 million, a bump Yes, but apparently not close enough to the market or what Hendrickson's camp believes he's worth. If they circled back with multiple offers, you'd assume they improved, but clearly not enough to close the gap. The issue? It all comes down to guarantees. That's the line in the sand. NFL insider Diana Rossini added fuel to the fire with an exclusive update on X. She revealed that Hendrickson had been in Cincinnati for 30 days training, but is now in Jacksonville, Florida, and she spoke directly with him. That's not hearsay. That's from the man himself. As training camp drew near, Trey Hendrickson and his wife made a tough call. They left Cincinnati. In a 24-hour window, the Bengals reportedly sent 2 new contract offers. Neither included the multi-year guarantees Hendrickson had been asking for. So instead of stepping onto the practice field, he stepped away. Hendrickson didn't want to be a distraction. That's what sources close to the situation say. So he packed up, left the Queen City, and continued his workouts in Jacksonville, Florida, staying ready, but clearly not content. According to Hendrickson, he was open to compromise, willing to give a little, if it meant finding a middle ground. But the distance between both sides, not just physical, but philosophical, seems wider than ever. Yes, we live in a world of constant communication. Phones, emails, video calls, all of it. But big-time negotiations? They don't get sealed over text. And the fact that Hendrickson isn't even in the building speaks volumes. This isn't just a small gap in numbers. It's a big difference in expectations. That's the reality right now. It's frustrating, it's unfortunate, and it's the kind of storyline that casts a shadow over an otherwise electric time of year. Because make no mistake, training camp is here. And while this Hendrickson situation lingers, there's still real excitement buzzing through Cincinnati. Camp battles, fresh faces, veterans returning healthy. It's all happening. The preseason kicks off in just over 2 weeks. And despite the contract noise, the Bengals are shifting into gear. There's plenty to sort out. But with Joe Burrow under center and a deep roster around him, the focus will soon return where it belongs. On football. Even without Trey Hendrickson and Shamar Stewart on the field, this defensive line still has firepower worth watching. Joseph Osai and Miles Murphy are already making noise in camp, and the early buzz is strong. These guys aren't just filling gaps. They're fighting to dominate. And don't sleep on the under-the-radar talent. Some undrafted rookies are turning heads. The Bengals may have found a few hidden gems that could shake up the depth chart in the coming weeks. Yes, there's frustration hanging over this Hendrickson situation, and it's valid. He's the heartbeat of that pass rush. If this doesn't get resolved soon, the road to the playoffs gets steeper. But once, or if, the deal gets done, expect a massive weight to lift off this locker room. Still, the bigger picture? Training camp is rolling. The schedule is tightening. And we're now just days away from live football. Preseason is almost here. And don't forget, the offense is stacked. Joe Burrow is locked in. Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, the weapons are there. But the real question this season? Can the defense rise up and match the standard of that elite offense? If they do, look out. Cincinnati's going to be dangerous. And just to cap it off, Joe Burrow pulled up to camp rocking a tie-dye shirt like it was business as usual. Cool, confident, locked in. The tone has been set. The 2025 season is coming fast. This Bengals team has questions to answer, but no shortage of reasons to believe.